So it's official now. NewJeans members won't be doing any solo stuff for the foreseeable future. The court just said nope, denied NJZ's appeal, and upheld the original ban. They tried to fight it, but the court pretty much told them to stay put. And public opinion, it's starting to shift. Like badly, fans are getting restless. After the back-to-back courtroom, lost some are starting to wonder if this was worth it at all. Everyone was hoping, okay, maybe they'll at least be allowed to do some solo gigs. Stay in the spotlight, keep the brand alive. But now it's all just frozen. Let's break down the legal tea real quick. So, back in March, Ador requested a legal block to stop the girls from doing any solo or individual work without their management. The court said yes. NJZ challenged that decision not once, but twice. There was even a 15-minute hearing recently where they made their case again. But the court was like, nah. Original ruling stands. No solo brand deals, no photo shoots, no TikToks for some fashion mag, no nothing. Not even Ador can book them separately right now. Hybe's got the final say. Their last group appearance was all the way back in March at ComplexCon in Hong Kong. Since then, it's just been lawsuits, legal briefings, and the occasional moody Instagram update. That's it. But to be fair, NJZ isn't rolling over. They came right back swinging with another appeal, because of course they did. Shin and Kim, yep, that's their legal team, said they're still working on building a case that truly reflects what the girls are actually going through. And that's cool and all, but like, how long are they going to keep dragging this out? Because unless someone rich is secretly backing this lawsuit, which doesn't seem likely at this point, it means the girls are paying for all this out of their own pockets, their own money. Meanwhile, they're not doing any activities, not earning anything, not even doing basic fan events. It's just court dates and legal bills. Like, how much are they willing to lose just to keep fighting? At some point, you have to ask, how far are they willing to go before they swallow their pride? Like, yeah, maybe they had a point. Maybe things behind the scenes were bad. But from the outside, it's looking more and more like they miscalculated. Badly. And honestly, if they just stepped up, gave a real apology, not a PR statement, but an actual sincere one, to everyone involved, a lot of people would probably still forgive them. The public's harsh, but not unforgiving. Most fans just want their group back. But this isn't just about NJZ versus Ador. This is NJZ versus Hybe. And that's a whole different level. Hybe isn't some small agency you can push around. They've got money, connections, the best lawyers, and full control of the narrative. Fighting that? That's like throwing pebbles at a tank and hoping it stops. Even if NJZ somehow wins something in court, what happens after? Are they gonna start over? Go independent? Switch labels? The public opinion has already shifted hard. People are tired. Fans who were ride or die in the beginning are now like, okay, we just want music, not lawsuits. And Hybe knows this. They're just waiting it out, playing the long game. Let NJZ bleed money and relevance, and eventually, maybe they'll crawl back or fade away. Either works. Honestly, at this point, it feels like Pride is doing all the talking. Nobody wants to be the first to blink. But in the end, it's the group's image that's taking the biggest hit. Every day they stay silent or file another appeal, the harder it gets to bounce back. And let's not even start on how this affects the other teams who are caught in the crossfire. This isn't just a legal battle. It's their entire career on pause. The sooner they realize, the better. And now, just when you think the NewJeans drama couldn't get any more unserious, here come the fans, some of them, reporting that Hybe's producer violated the Child Welfare Act because he jumped on a plushie. Yes, a literal stuffed toy. So what happened? Basically, Hybe producer Frant saw a big rabbit plushie in some random store and did what any unhinged adult with zero impulse control would do. He jumped on it like it was a beanbag. But some bunnies, aka NewJeans fans, took major offense. Like lawsuit-level offense. According to them, the plushie symbolized a NewJeans member, and his actions? Emotional abuse. Yep, symbolic emotional abuse of a mascot that may or may not actually represent anyone. Now, here's where it gets wild. Nobody can even confirm if that plushie was an official NewJeans mascot. The original post claimed it was, but like, Benini has long floppy ears. This one didn't. Some say it looked similar, but it wasn't sold as merch. It was just sitting in a store somewhere. So like, are we just suing people over plushie violence now? Even NJ fans in the replies were like, this is such an overreaction. I'm sorry, but this is just funny. What kind of glass mentality do you need to think this is child welfare abuse? And my personal fave, not mascot alt, but child alt, like, what are we even doing anymore? Meanwhile, the real problems like Minhijin's Kakao Talk messages are getting ignored because apparently the plushie is where we draw the line. Also, can we talk about how fans are now out here trying to sue a producer over this? Like, who gave you a legal degree from TikTok law school? And this isn't just a one-off. This whole Plushygate thing is actually a perfect example of how fan culture has gotten way too deep into parasocial delusion. Like, don't get me wrong, fans loving their idols? Cool. Protecting them from hate? Great. But jumping to sue someone over a rabbit plushie that might not even be official merch? That's when we've left the fan club and entered the Twilight Zone. It's giving main character syndrome, but for a fandom. Everything is suddenly a symbolic attack. Everything is disrespect, and it all has to end in lawsuits or public cancellation. Like, maybe take a breath? Go touch grass? Hug a real rabbit? It's wild because while some fans are out here fighting plushie wars, and some fans are too busy launching emotional abuse accusations at a guy who jumped on a toy. At this point, it's not even about protecting the girls anymore. It's about being right. It's about weaponizing every little thing to keep feeding the narrative. But here's the truth. Not everything is that deep, and not every producer is out here plotting a psychological takedown through plushie violence. Anyway, let me know in the comments. Do you think this was disrespectful or just fans being dramatic again? And also, which NewJeans member did the plushie supposedly represent? I'm still trying to figure that one out. Not gonna lie, I would jump on that plushie too. It's literally the size of a mini mattress. What else are you supposed to do with it? But no. Apparently, this was a violation of the child welfare law. According to some NewJeans fans, I saw comments accusing him of having a pattern of mocking idols. One person even said, "Isn't this the same old fat creep who messaged Minji saying, 'Let's step on Espa'?" First of all, do we have solid proof of that? Screenshots? A reliable source? If you do know where that came from, please drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. Now, about that IG post, one person said, "Why are you as a grown man posting this on IG?" He's 43, mind you. Luckily, he isn't a father. Be for real. Being an adult doesn't mean you suddenly lose your right to enjoy cute things. Is he not allowed to have fun unless he's wearing a tie and doing taxes? Another fan said, "People call NewJeans spoiled, but Hybe staff who were accused of being against them are out here posting stuff like this. And NewJeans are the problem for saying they don't feel supported? Because in any regular workplace, if you posted shady stuff about your coworkers and made weird jokes about them, you'd be fired on the spot. At Hybe, it's giving Employee of the Month. Still, some replies were hilarious. Y'all are nuts. Please go outside." And shout out to the one commenter Hybe boy who noticed that this same guy has supported NewJeans and story highlights dedicated to them. Like, the receipts are all there. He's not mocking them. He's literally a fan who likes cute stuff. So if this is a pattern of harassment, at least bring the full context next time. Because right now, this whole thing is giving reach of the century. I'm not even mad at NewJeans. I just feel bad. Like, really bad. These girls were on a meteoric rise. They had charm, actual personality, and that rare spark that made people fall in love with them. And now, it's all being wasted. They were supposed to be the new K-pop royalty, making history, but instead, they're caught in this legal mess, and the saddest part, it's mostly the adults around them screwing it all up. And to top it off, their fan base, at least the loudest part of it, is constantly feeding them this illusion that they're somehow winning, when they're not. It's tragic. They had everything, and now they've got nothing but lawsuits, silence, and a whole lot of missed opportunities. Ugh, bunnies who wants NewJeans to go back to Adore, I feel you guys so hard on that. It's like, we all watched NewJeans grow, right? 2022 and 2023 felt like magic. Those early days, they were so fresh, so fun, so full of that chaotic Gen Z energy that didn't feel manufactured. They weren't just idols, they felt like real girls we could root for. Now everything's just heavy. Courtrooms instead of comebacks, legal docs instead of dance practice videos and fun little TikToks. And yeah, as much as I want them to bounce back and thrive, it hurts knowing that the only place that can truly make or break their careers is also the place they no longer feel safe in. Like, the system that helped them rise is now the same one they see as a threat. And that's what makes this whole situation even sadder, because what if the only way forward is through a door they're now afraid to walk back into? It's like, we're all just stuck watching this unfair situation unfold, knowing these girls had so much more to give. And what's worse? They know it too. You can feel that frustration from them, even in the tiny glimpses we still get. All we can hope now is that they somehow find a way, whether it's through reconciliation, a new path, or a whole different setup, to get back to what they love doing. 'Cause honestly, we miss them. The real them. Not the headlines, not the court drama. Them.